landlord and a downtown nightclub are battling in court over a building that sits on state property.
Now, the Fox 5 team has learned that before his death from cancer last week, Georgia Labor Commissioner Bruce Thompson waded into that dispute.
Fox 5 team reporter Johnny Edwards obtained a scathing letter about the nightclub sent by Thompson to Atlanta's chief of police and mayor a few months before he died. Johnny?
Well, Russ and Courtney, the Department of Labor owns that property, and the late commissioner called the nightclub a nuisance and a danger. Atlanta authorities say they checked it out and wrote some tickets.
On weekends, after midnight, Lyfe ATL comes alive. Long lines stretch outside the door right around the corner from the State Department of Labor, which owns the land. Give it to you. This is from the nightclub/restaurant's Instagram page. But whatever Lyfe ATL brings in, Sandy Campbell, who owns the building, says she's not seeing a penny of it. Campbell leases the land from the state and rents to the nightclub.
They're operating, but they still won't pay. If they're making money, they should be paying, but they're not.
Because they don't have to. Campbell and the club's owner have been embroiled in a messy lawsuit for years, a legal battle that started when the club exercised its option to buy the building during the pandemic. According to court records, the parties dispute which side is to blame for several missed closing dates. A Fulton County judge ordered the owner of Lyfe ATL to pay $11,000 a month in rent, and later to vacate. But then the Georgia Court of Appeals overturned that, saying the judge erred in ordering more than $200,000 in back rent. Campbell said she hasn't collected anything since 2022. Her monthly expenses on the building, about $8,000.
So it sounds like it's costing you money to own this place.
It's costing a lot of money to own it. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation.
Enter Bruce Thompson, Georgia's elected commissioner for the Department of Labor. Remember, that's the agency that owns the land. He heard about Campbell's predicament and decided to inspect the nightclub personally.
So I arranged to have the owner open the doors for Commissioner and several of his assistants.
After taking a look inside this building, Commissioner Thompson said he was so appalled, he wrote this letter to Atlanta's police chief. He called the nightclub a nuisance.
The letter copied to Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens. Describing such filthy conditions, Thompson said he was baffled the club passed health inspections. Also describing chained and barricaded doors posing safety risks, the smell of marijuana throughout the building, and several shootings in recent years at or near the club. In one case reported by Fox 5 News, an off-duty Atlanta police officer wounded in a drive-by shooting.
And unfortunately, one of our officers did receive a gunshot wound to the arm.
Something else, according to the late commissioner's letter, last year someone died on these steps, and somehow the body wasn't noticed for 2 days.
Thompson telling Police Chief Darren Shearbaum the activities happening in the club are a danger to those in its vicinity. I hope your office will take the appropriate action to investigate. Thompson, who had been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, died November 24th at 59. So what became of his letter? The Atlanta Police Department told us in an email that early last month, a check of the club found multiple violations, with citations issued by the Board of Health and the Fire Department. APD said the club had no current alcohol license or an active food service permit. We asked Lyfe ATL's owner, Chauncey Strong, to speak on camera for this story, but he declined. Campbell said she didn't know the labor commissioner had died until we told her.
I did not know. That was terrible. He's a wonderful person.
How do you think that's going to affect what you're trying to do here?
I don't know. I think everything's in limbo again now.
We're still checking on the status of all those health and fire code citations. APD told us the club couldn't operate until the issues had been resolved, but in recent weeks it's been open for business. We also found the State Department of Revenue visited the club last month and, because of no valid alcohol license, ordered it to stop selling. But our revenue spokesman said the club addressed the matter, so its alcohol license is reactivated. Russ, Courtney?
Well, $200,000 is a lot of money to be owed in back rent. But do we know anything more about this incident on the back steps? Do we know who that was, who died there?
Yes, I checked that with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. That appears to be a case from August of 2023 where a 44-year-old man died of fentanyl with cocaine in his system, and it was called into 911 by a passerby.
Well, that's a terrible circumstance, and obviously this is not life or death, but this woman is having $8,000 a month in expenses and doesn't have anything coming in. That just looks wrong on its face.
Well, she says it's very, very painful, and she's, of course, fighting this in court and running up legal expenses, too. So, and there's another side of the story. The club has a side, too, and
Sure.
It's been a long, drawn-out battle, but I don't know if this will get resolved anytime soon.
Yeah, it seems very, very convoluted.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Johnny, thanks.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.